This playthrough is rated M for mature.
Greetings and salutations, viewers. While we're back here with another episode of Will, A Wonderful World. In the last episode, we met the story. We saw the story of Mei Lin, or I think that's her name is, and Jimmy. Poor Jimmy does only play this game to get closer to the girl, and apparently, due to our tampering, we may or may not have set them on the path to friendship, or perhaps much more. But off screen, I found out how to get the final bad ending, which all it was just swapping two options. I'll show you here in a second when we get through it. So the ball hit the net and dropped on our side. Shoot, I wish I had hit it harder. 7-9. We lost. I lost. My precious $30 is chocolate milk. She hit the ball, but it didn't go over the net. The match was over. We lost. She had done her best. It was all my fault for sucking too much. Yeah, you're sucking some other things, aren't you? Now, yeah, all I did was just swap out their options. I think it was just the bottom options, and boom, got it. So, anyway, yeah, we unlocked all the things. So let's go. What's the song about the mailbox? I'm trying to think. There's probably a kid show like where it's like, "We've got the mail. Here's the mail. Let's check it out," or something like that. But I don't recall any obvious mail songs. I was gonna sing. The only one I know, a song like random songs is like "On the Map" and stuff like that. And even then, all it is on the map, on the map, on the map. Carl's got a thing about his sister. Chang has a thing about kidnapping. And Li Wen has something about a strange teacher. Although it looks like that one's isolated. So, alright, looks like these two are... Looks like Carlos and Chang seem to be tied at the hip, at least for the most part. But we'll see how the story goes. Let's go and do Carlos and Chang's story. Let's go with my sister first. Hong Kong was different than what I had imagined. Back home in Mexico, everything was so colorful, but Hong Kong was just gray. I've heard they have a smog problem in Hong Kong. I don't know if they've well, actually, well, there's other things going on in Hong Kong right now, but amongst other things, but gray streets, gray buildings, gray store signs, and gray homeless people. And there was me sitting in the middle of them, looking odd. I never knew that pesos couldn't be exchanged into Hong Kong dollars here. When I woke up, I found a few coins by my feet. I had to take them. I must survive. None of the homeless people seemed to like me very much, perhaps because they could only get about half as many coins as I had a big sister named Alicia. She was 9 years older than me. We both grew up in an orphanage in Montevideo. It was a rich rural place. You had to travel 4 kilometers to get to the nearest town, Cortebanca. Just had to make a phone call. I couldn't remember anything about my own parents. My big sister was the only one I had in this world. 9 years ago, Alicia had left Mexico to make more money. She used to write me letters every few months. Every time the mailman came, I would be so excited to see if there was an envelope with my name on it. Even though I couldn't read much, Aunt Benita would always read them to me. Alicia didn't seem to have the easiest time, but she had so much of the outside world. Seeing it so much. By reading her letters, I felt like I got to see what Alicia had seen as well. I could almost feel like I was right there with her in the big, interesting, fascinating world that we'd never seen before. However, we had stopped hearing from her about a year ago. The last letters came from Hong Kong. So I asked Uncle Deb to find a tutor for me to teach me how to read and speak a little of the local language. I had to work so hard to make more money for the trip. I had done all this just so I could come to Hong Kong, even though I wasn't sure if she was still in the city. Still, even if there was just the tiniest hope, I would never give up. I knew I had to find my sister and make sure that she was okay. I kind of now see why her and the detective might get along. I have a pretty good theory of what's going to happen, but I could be wrong. I had arrived at Pitt Street. Pitt Street had been on the postmark of Alicia's last letter. Maybe someone nearby might have seen her. Before I left, Aunt Benita had given me his old cell phone. I pulled up a picture of Alicia on the phone. I held it up to the phone, asking people door to door to see if they had seen my sister. I couldn't tell if they simply couldn't understand me. They would wave their hands at me every time before I had barely spoken. Almost halfway through the street, I found myself behind a huge crowd of people. Thick, dark smoke was coming out of the building nearby. People were shoving and running out of it. More and more people started to gather on the street. Many of them were even taking pictures with their phones. A fire truck finally arrived. My cell phone suddenly rang. My cell phone fell to the ground. My cell phone was vibrating on the ground. Then it fell through the storm drain. No! Porque! The sewer water was flowing rapidly in the drain. I held onto the drain and tried my best to look down. Maybe the phone was stuck somewhere. I looked for a long time and even tried to reach in my hand, but I couldn't get it. I was so tired, disappointed, and desperate. I couldn't pretend anymore. I fell to the ground, feeling like shit. That cell phone was the most valuable thing I had. It only had the only picture of my sister on it. Lord, please help me. I really didn't know if I ever find my big sister without it. Gosh. Sucks to be you. Well, not helping him with this thing. I mean, yeah, we're going to, because we're gods. The official wing of the Criminal Investigation Unit 4 looks like a small warehouse that had been organized forever. It was crowded and messy in the first place. Then almost every desk had stacks of files that were at least 20 centimeters tall, as well as all kinds of evidence and other random items. I stood up straight and gave a salute. Chang Gyeong-Min, reporting for Unit 4. I did not expect it to have red hair. I mean, yeah, we saw bits of who was in the trailer, but still. There were only 2 other people beside me. One of them was wiping out his rifle, looking at me with a strange, examining look on his face. The other one had dark circles around his eyes, which made him look like he hadn't slept for days. He was looking over some files. Judging from his seat, that must be the famous Lieutenant Unit 4, Kang Bakya. Or Bakya? Whatever. Lieutenant Kang gave me a glance with half-smoked cigarette in his mouth. Then he mumbled. Lieutenant Kang. What voice? I think because I think there are actual characters too. I don't know if they're specifically stuck in this guy's storyline or whatnot. So maybe I'll. Do I go with the tried and true, or you over there? I followed the direction of his look and saw the desk they seemed to be referring to. Many old bags from McDonald's. Can't say McDonald's, huh? But you can say other things. Well, parody and all that. McDonald's were stacked on top of it, all filled with leftovers and trash. It was all directly opposite the bathroom facing it. It was okay, as long as I had somewhere to sit. I was about to ask Lieutenant Kang what I should do when the phone on his desk rang. He took the call, put down the phone, and announced to us that there was a gang-related hostage situation 2 blocks from the station. I never thought my opportunity to defend justice would arrive so soon. Lieutenant Kang put out a cigarette and an ashtray and stood up. I followed him. He grabbed his coat and said, "Hey, new guy, have you got your gun?" "Got my gun." "My gun? No, not yet." "And where do you think you're going?" "Stay by the phone, take notes. If anything comes up, don't speak too much." I could still help without a gun. As a policeman, I swore to defend justice, to prevent all offenses against people and property. Justice? Lieutenant Kang burst into laughter before Lieutenant Kang burst into laughter before I could finish my sentence. "You think justice is just gonna block a bullet from hitting you? Well, kid, I've seen plenty of idiots like you. In my unit, there's only one rule you need to remember at all times, which are you, a steer, never mind. Follow the orders." That wasn't what I meant at all. I was just trying to help. First day on the job, I was already having such a misunderstanding with my lieutenant. But before I could explain myself, Lieutenant Kang continued. "If you have a problem with staying by the phone, you could just go home. Don't bother coming back tomorrow, either. I'll let the old man know." After they left, I sat down on my seat opposite the bathroom. As my nose was catching glimpses of a faint smell, I let out a defeated sigh. When I had been in the police academy, people would always have an understanding smile on their face whenever Unit 4 was brought up. Everyone had heard all sorts of rumors about this place. Yeah, okay. Wait, the whole thing's a blue thing? Lieutenant Kang was the infamous dictator of the Criminal Investigation Department. Everyone follows orders without question. Wait, there's no... Oh, I guess... Never mind. Light blue text is... Never mind. Different. Whoops. Anyway, he had a peculiar personality, was extremely rough, even cruel with the criminals. Besides, Lieutenant Kang was a lot younger than the other unit lieutenants. Therefore, many people speculate that Lieutenant Kang had only got his position because of his nepotism. As a result, no rookies ever wanted to join Unit 4. As for the unit that everyone dreamt of getting into, that would have to be Unit 1. Unit 1 had over 30 officers and was widely considered to be the best unit in the department. Yet here it was assigned to Unit 4. Well, that's what God does to you, man. He puts you in the weirdest department. I was sulking when the phone rang again. There was another hostage case in Bupyeong Dong? I'm probably saying it wrong. Since no one in Unit 4 was available, I suppose it was my time to shine. I hurried to the scene and 10 minutes. It was a 10-story apartment building. I could vaguely see two people on the ledge of the rooftop. People told me they were a married couple. The husband borrowed too much money from loan sharks and couldn't pay them back. That was why he wanted to jump off the building, and he forced his wife up there with him. Well, don't take the wife with you. She had nothing to do with it. Well, let's see how I, Chang Gyeong-Min, would brilliantly solve this crisis. One of his feet was already at the edge of the ledge. Edge of the ledge, huh? Where you do Dr. Seuss now? He was holding a knife against the frightened wife's neck. Man, talk about loving her wife, huh? I walked over there. Stop, I'm telling you to stop. He got rolled up and his right foot missed the ledge. He fell over the edge, dragging his wife with him. Wait, no! Before I even had a chance to talk down, both of them disappeared out of my sight. It was a terrible scene at the bottom of the building. Oh, there's a blood splat now, I just noticed that. Even though I was 10 floors above the ground, I felt like I could still smell the blood. It almost made me sick. I stood there in shock. For the first time, I finally realized what it felt like to be a real policeman. Like a real boy. Oh, God. What the hell have I done? Could I be any more stupid? Please, Buddha. Please let me have another chance. Please. Chang Gyeong-Min. Sounds like you dirt fucked up. Alright, let's figure these guys' problem out. Oh, another one. Well, luckily we're still only on 4 right now, so. Alright, so Carlos lost his phone, and Chang got someone to freak out, so. Probably. I wonder if that, I mean. Because obviously he got too close is what happened. I think it was yeah, he yelled, and that's why he got that. Let's see. Or, well, with actually cell phone ringing. Or, let's see what that does. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm not expecting to get the S on the first one. I'm just kind of unlocking the bits as we go. I was total chaos in front of the burning building. I put my cell phone back in my pocket and left the crowd. I walked in the next street asking the pedestrians about Alicia. Well, that's all that really happened. He still, on the bad ending, the guy still had the bad ending. It's just, you know, it just... So all that happens to him is just, he puts his cell phone, that's it. He's just like, and done. Let's see. I think it's 8. Yeah, it's 8. 8 again for both of them. What's the... Oops. Hold on. Let's see. History. Looks like there's... I wonder, are all the red spots supposed to be like... Because I see, like, for example, for him, I see 2 black squares and the rest are red. And I assume red is supposed to be bad endings, right? Let's see, let me... Well, no, I guess red doesn't always mean a bad ending. It just doesn't mean the most appropriate ending. Okay, I was just looking at that just to check something. Alright, anyway. Alright, let me retry that again. Let me reset that. So, he dropped his cell phone, so... Let's see what happens if I just put it all on one side, if anything happens. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I tried to talk some sense into him. I told him that no one could, that one could always earn the money back. I said he still had his wife's full support, so he shouldn't give up yet. I even tried asking if he would like some dulsat bib bap for dinner. None of the techniques I learned from the academy worked. The standoff kept going. The wife was clearly physically exhausted, and she looked like she was mentally drained too. Honey, if you really want to die so much, let me go with you then. I hope we can both be happy in our next lives. She grabbed the knife and... Sorry, my nose just clogged up there for a second. She grabbed the knife on her neck and cut her own throat open. Whoa! Talking about being a loving wife, I guess. Jeez. Blood was gushing out. Then she collapsed on the ground that had been colored red by her own blood. The man's face was covered with blood. He seemed to have lost the ability to talk. He slowly knelt down and took the knife out of the woman's hands. He looked like he had completely lost his mind. Couldn't let it happen a second time. I sprinted ahead a few steps and kicked the knife out of his hand. Yeah, wait to do it after the wife cut her neck out, dude. I pinned the man down on the ground. He looked at his wife's body, which was only half a meter away, slowly losing his form. Then he wept. Neither of us expected the situation to turn out like that. I was suspended due to the serious consequences caused by reckless, unauthorized actions. It was total chaos in front of the burning building. Fire trucks, firemen, fire hoses. The fire department had taken charge of the situation. I walked up to a fireman nearby, and I was about to ask if there's anything I could do to help. But before I opened my mouth, another fireman quickly ran past me and knocked the phone out of my hand. Another one behind him immediately stepped on the phone. The screen cracked into pieces. No! The fireman next to me picked up the phone for me. A foreigner. A foreigner? We really shouldn't stay here. If we don't put out this fire today, we will be dying 1,000 deaths. Wait. Take your phone and get out of here. That's a rank E, so like, yeah, he still had his phone, but it broke. I mean, it broke, don't fix it. Alright, what do we got? So, yeah, so got an E and D ending for that dude, and then two bad endings for you, so. Alright, let's try that again. Alright, let's reset that. So, and that's when we take everything off of him. I wonder what happens if we just move everything over to him. Alright, let's try that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lift off. Stop, I'm telling you to stop. He got riled up. Wrong voice. He got riled up and his right foot missed the ledge. He fell over the edge and dragged his wife with him. Wait, no! Before he even had a chance to talk him down, both had disappeared up. Why is it repeating the same one? Oh, fortunately, the fire department had set up a cushion below. Moron, do you know how big of a mess? You moron, do you know how big of a mess you made? A case was not even under our jurisdiction. Back at the station, Lieutenant Kang was outraged. He was yelling at me so loudly that the entire building could hear him. The hospital later called and informed us that the couple was okay. However, the wife had been 4 months pregnant. They couldn't save the baby. I was suspended due to the serious consequences caused by reckless, unauthorized actions. Oh, we can actually... So D is just... He just basically just left. Same thing happened with him. Well, so not quite rank A, but, you know... So technically, now that we've finished it, could we just go on? Like, because you don't have to get rank S's to continue, if I remember correctly. You could just do that, but I don't know. Let's go, actually, do I want to do another one just because? I was almost thinking about just doing, like, whatever I could and then just, playing the rest of the game, but... Because I think as soon as you get rank S, you really can't stick it to a different... Well, maybe you could, but... Okay, anyway. Yeah, we'll keep messing around with it. Okay, let's retry that. And that's what happens if you put everything there. So we definitely need the fire truck to be there to save the couple, maybe. Well, actually, maybe not, because like if they drop the baby, doesn't survive, right? But I wonder if that does anything. See if that does anything. Probably not. No, it just gets a bad ending. Doesn't seem like me. Okay, that's not getting me anything, so we can call them that. That's just gonna give me the same ending as before. No, that's not giving me anything either. Let's see what that gets us. 3, 2, 1. The fire trucks haven't arrived yet. I was total chaos in front of the burning building. More and more injured people were being carried out to the building. A man in the black trench coat seemed to have summoned a lot of people to help put out the fire. I wasn't injured and I had all my limbs. I thought I should go and help too. I walked towards the man. Excuse me, I would like to. A huge man in a black suit appeared in front of me and blocked my sight. The gray suit seemed to be twice my size. He looked down upon me, and I could see a deep scar on his face. Help. I swallowed anxiously and had no idea what to say next. The suit guy held up his hand and pointed to someone behind me. A truck full of fire extinguishers had just arrived. The fire was finally put out by sunset. I sat at the stairs at the bottom of the building, exhausted. I was covered with dust and ash from head to toe. All the injured people had been sent to the hospital. The man leading the team had already left. My stomach began rumbling. Man, if I could only get a free meal for helping to put out the fire. Yep, we just get bad. So it's just bad. Just change it a bit. So that's his B ending there. When for that. So does it do anything? Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The phone kept ringing. Who the hell would be calling me at this godforsaken moment? I was about to bend over and pick it up. The man suddenly got riled up. He waved his knife at me wildly. Don't move. Don't move. Don't answer the phone. His wife saw a chance at the knife and had left her neck, so she bit his left wrist as hard as she could. He dropped the knife out of pain. Then she ran over and hid behind me before he could pick it back up. The man suddenly began wailing like a child. Even you are betting me. Fine, I'll just go by myself. He raised his knife and cut his own throat open. I didn't even have enough time to react. I was suspended due to the serious consequences caused by reckless, unauthorized actions. Okay, so it's still a bad decision. Okay, so if we retry that, I wonder if... Does that change anything? No. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Oops. Freaking keep pressing the L1 button by accident instead of retry and okay, that does that. Oops. Fuck. Whoops, damn it. Might have to actually read these now that I'm... Well, that's his B ending, though. I assume I need to... I was about to say, I assume I need to get help from the department to help me with this or something like that. Who the hell would be calling at this godforsaken hour? I turned around and answered the phone quietly. It was from the station. They told me something. I only want to say that if it's the red text, so I want to yell it. They told me something important had happened to the unit. I must get back as soon as possible. Wait for further instructions. I hung up the phone, turned around, and only realized the culprit had disappeared from the ledge. Fortunately, the fire department set up a cushion blow. You moron! Do you know how big of a mess you made? That case wasn't even under our jurisdiction. Okay, it looks like he's saying the same thing as before. Okay, the wife had lost the baby. Okay, that's the same. Let's see. Someone found what's on down my hand, dropped the ground. Almost, okay. Someone quickly ran past me and bumped into my arm. My phone was knocked out of my hand and dropped onto the ground. It kept spinning ahead and almost fell down a storm drain. That was course. There was total chaos in front of the burning building. I left the crowd and walked to the next street, asking the pedestrians about Alicia. I can't seem to get it to work no matter how I try. Am I too stupid? Well, you and me both, sister. It's not your fault. Sometimes something seems to be tied up over there with Kang Baek-ya. Once you saw the problem there, it might impact this one too. Huh? Is that a thing too? Occasionally, we might not be able to solve the current case because of something that's happened somewhere else. Whenever this occurs, you'll see orange text in the letters. The appearance of orange text typically means that you'll need to consult another letter to handle the current one. Wait, but the one with another time, isn't even in the same time frame, right? I don't know. So basically, if I see orange text in a letter, I should go and check on some other letters first, right? Correct. Sometimes you need to just handle the other letters first. Some other times it might just mean that you need to look for clues in other letters. In either case, it really depends on the letters, and you'll have to use your own judgment. If that doesn't happen too often, but if you do encounter them, make sure you take advantage of the hints of the letters to help you. Got it. I'll go read the letters from Kang Baek-ya first. Okay. You might have already noticed that every time you open a letter, you can see a number of small colored squares there. Oh yes, what are those? Those small squares can be one of three colors: yellow, pink, and gray. Some of them are solid, while some of them are empty. These squares represent all the possible endings for the events described in a specific letter. The solid ones stand for the endings that you discovered, while the empty ones are the endings that you've yet to reach. Of the solid squares, the yellow ones mark the selected ending you chose at the moment, which means the yellow squares can only be solid and never empty. The solid pink squares, on the other hand, represent the endings that you've discovered but have not selected at the moment. The pink empty squares are the endings you have not discovered yet. All of the squares are strictly arranged in order of S, A, B, C, D, E, F, X, which could be a helpful reference when you're making your decisions. What about those gray squares? Gray squares might either be solid or empty, but they're less common. Sometimes the development of certain events may be impacted by other people and things. For instance, this incident with Chang Gyeong-Min was affected by the incident of Kang Baek-ya's side. That's why there's a gray square there. A gray square means that under certain conditions, or current conditions, the probability of this potential ending happening is zero, or in layman's terms, it cannot happen. Once we solve the related pending problem, the square will no longer be gray, meaning it is now possible for us to reach this ending. Meanwhile, previous ending that we reached will now turn gray instead. Confused. I understand it's very confusing when I explain it to you like this. However, I believe once you are done with Chang Gyeong-Min's story, you'll figure out how it works. Got it. I'll give it a shot. So what story became gray, or is it, or does it not count on stories that we haven't even done yet? I'm just kind of curious to check and see. Or are they talking about like these? Like currently, you can get any of his endings except for him, which he has 2 gray blocks, which means I have to, I guess do Lee Wynn's story because there's no other. Oh wait, no, there's a couple letters too.
Dios, ¿qué hice mal?
Because we figured out all we could. So someone, Heavenly Father's guidance,
하느님,
and bastards,
저를 용서해 주소서.
and then obviously we've got a Lee Wynn's story about the strange teacher. Alright, well it seems like we've made a little bit of progress, although a lot of it was me just trying to figure out how to get the rest of the conditions. But if we want to continue on solving this little puzzle, we've got to solve another set of puzzles with the 2 new letters. What information will this solve? What will we change in history or the current scheme of things to let us get the S rank in the next Chang story? Find out next time in the next episode of Will, A Wonderful World. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.